Here we go, guys. The Show Me the Money chapter. Love price. It's the dollar. It's what you pay. You use your credit card, cash, whatever. Show me. It says so much about your product. It's the way a lot of people immediately assess what they're looking at. It just does so much for us. I mean, it's one of the first two starting labels on any positioning map. It just gives, it resonates instantly with the consumer. All right, now, again, look, one thing that you're going to realise, guys, a lot of this chapter I'm just going to ignore. We did this stuff, elasticities, break-even analysis. It's in your accounting and finance subjects. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm more interested in the perspective of pricing from how the customer perceives value and what your competitors are doing on price, and that how it affects your market share and profitability. So things that I haven't got highlighted here, I'm not asking you any questions in the mid-session exam, and if they happen to be there, it's an accident, and I will give everyone full marks for if a question on break-even analysis shows up. Now, let's quickly go through this. Now, look, in terms of price, look, for years, my generation, the only phone number we knew were taxis. This is how we got around. Uber came in and really smashed the taxi industry on price, convenience, and you guys get it. The value proposition. There are times it costs you a fortune to take a taxi anywhere in town. Uber has made it a lot more profitable and just created an entirely new approach to the same old problem. Now, I'm not going to give you definitions of price. We get it. We pay price, everything. Now, you've got a section on pricing objectives. This is what are we trying to get back from the company perspective? Look, we get it. We want to be profitable. Long term, we want market share. The positioning aspect is what I'm interested in and what the customer's there to pay. Yeah, so to me, this is blah, blah, blah until we get to positioning. Now, you should be doing for this week your positioning maps. Again, price indicates quality. I used to joke, who would like to pay $2 for a set of brake pads on their car? No. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I don't think so. That's a little bit cheap. Price says a lot. Yeah, a Harvard degree may be $100,000, $200,000. The price goes with the quality perception. Yeah, you have examples here of prestige pricing. In our first lecture, $770 for a Louis Vuitton belt, $120 full retail for off-white socks. You look at the top of the line, your Bugattis, all of those things. Some of your top luxury watches. Yeah, I've held a Rolex watch which was worth more than my car and my boat combined. It's like these guys, it's very much pricing that indicates the prestige of it. So again, these are things we need to know. And look, pricing is linked to promotion. Premium price isn't often featured. I mean, you look at a lot of your print ads, you've got super premium brands, a celebrity standing there, an Instagram influencer, and they don't even tell you what it is. You can recognize it by just looking at them. That's brilliant marketing. Now, in terms of pricing, you look at the Golf, very popular car. It goes up to the R, the GTI. You add features. It goes right through the roof. What I want you to do when you're reading this chapter is to actually look at pricing, what you pay for, and try to put a label on what pricing approach you think the company's doing. What's a kebab being priced at? What's a meat pie being priced at? What's your vegan offerings, whatever they might be, priced at? Is there a premium on them? Try to understand, after we go through this chapter, why it works. This is an interesting one. Legally, the government stepped in and said, you have to indicate how much per unit it costs. They were deliberately designing these pricing to confuse you in terms of the best value. I love looking at the unit price. Now, what else? Again, selecting the pricing method, guys, look, they get very excited about this, how to do it and where to go. Look, I'm more interested in competitive pricing. Look, this section 8.2 on demand, considerations, demand-based pricing, scheduling. Look, I never liked it. I have an economics degree. I hated it then. I hate it now. Again, read up on it if you want. It'll be in your first year echo. It's supply and demand. I mean, it's not hard. All right, price elasticity. Again, look, the best lesson I had in economics was Professor Don Lewis proved to us that beer in Australia is a necessity, that no matter if the price went up, the demand didn't drop. We have to have our alcohol. So again, knowing whether you can up the price and your consumers will still pay for it is important. It's something you need to know. And that's usually assessed through experience. All right, nice. Airbnb, another one. The sharing economy. Airbnb. I've been to an Airbnb place, accommodation up at Cessnock. We were playing golf there with some mates. It was really great. Saved us a fortune on hotels. Great hostess. Had the place set up for guys. It was great. But cost was the driving factor. Now, break-even analysis, again, guys, understanding where to make money and to be profitable is important. Okay, we leave that to our accountants and finance guys. Marginal analysis, blah, blah, this is just stressing me out. Again, look, some of the basic approaches, guys, is cost. For a lot of you, what does it cost you, or what percentage we want to mark it up? You work in retail. Again, yeah, you might get a multiple choice question on those two, but I'm not overly excited by it. Now, this is when we get to the point, again, competitive analysis. To me, it comes back to your choice set and customer behaviour. You've got consumer behaviour. You know when you want to buy something, what your last 2 or 3 remaining brands are that you genuinely think I could be happy with one of those, and knowing what price thrown into the mix happens. The example I always hassle you guys is, and we get back to it later, or brand loyalty, which is previously that, yeah, I'm loyal to Adidas unless Nike in a similar shoe drops it by 30%, then I'm walking away with a Nike. You've got the value proposition. Now, competition-based pricing, again, guys, knowing what you can and can't sell. If you up the price, you lose customers. I know a lot of people go catalogue shopping. They get all the specials on the Coles catalogue for a week. The next week they'll shop at Woolies to pick up their specials, and the week after Aldi. So they're always buying at the cheapest price. Now, yeah, to me, understanding your competitors' pricing, how it changes, and their reaction. If you drop the price, are they going to crash the price and destroy the market? Is critical. It really is something you need to just understand. I'm not going to ask you about monopolistic competition. Again, economics. Yeah, this is a big one though. This is what I've always said, guys, and please remember this. Any idiot can compete on price. Any competitor can go, I'm going to get market share by dropping the price 50 and 60%. All of your profitability goes out the window, and you just have crushed the segment of the market you're in. Why give the product away to consumer? I've lived through price wars where a major competitor, plumbing supply company, wanted to destroy our company, and they crashed the price on every major line. It took ages for us to recover profitability for both companies. It is unsophisticated. The only time you do it is if your cost base is 20% or so lower, and you can capture all the market, because your customers will go, hey, I don't see that much difference, I'll go to the cheaper one, and you take out your competitor. And they've got a great case study here of how Domino's did that in pizza. And Eagle Boys went bye-bye. They couldn't handle the heat in the kitchen, and Domino's had brought their costs down and slammed the competitors, and then went on an innovation run as well, bringing out new products. So that's why they're a dominant player in the Australian market. But yeah, you look at some great examples here. Non-price competition, product quality, Lexus. Rolls-Royce. No one asks the price of a Rolls-Royce. They're meant to last for 3 generations. Sorry, I watched the documentary Mega Manufacturers, and seeing how Rolls Royces are made, it is all about product quality. A lot of your luxury watches are the same. Rolex's ridiculous quality assurance. Innovation is Apple. Brand image, Montblanc fountain pens. Styling, Bang & Olufsen. Singapore Airlines has always been regarded, since I was a child, as the best service. Distribution, Commonwealth Bank branches everywhere. Local convenience, Baker's Delight. Guys, every major company that's successful and has a significant market share advantage over everyone else is going to have these elements there, right? And this is ideally, competitive strategy should be based on differentiation, which is substantial, recognised and valued by customers and can't be replicated. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of companies sit there, and this is what was actually happening with Domino's and all the other pizzas. They were all the same. There is nothing different. If you can copy McDonald's and get away with it, I say copy McDonald's. If you can come up with a chicken franchise that copies KFC and get away with it legally, do it. Now, again, here's a great example of the pizza war. Domino's are the last guys standing. They took some risks. The game changers, they've had a few duds in there, but they are cheaper. It's the go-to position. When you're hungry, let's go and get a cheap pizza. I mean, this is the food of many, many uni students. All right, now, business-to-business pricing. Again, guys, just have a quick look. I like the discounts. If you look at it, quantity discounts, many of you will work in business to business, but again, this is stuff that I want you to focus on the consumer side of it to begin with. Here, you may get one multiple choice question on these. Why do companies buy in volume, cash discounts? This is how it works. Right. The rest, I'm not overly excited. Now, price management, this is the bit that livens it up. I like it. I've put some videos together. There's a nice one on pricing strategies, which very much mirrors this section, the psychology of pricing. Again, I like the line, an important indicator of the importance of price in consumers' purchasing decisions is the perceived uniqueness or differentiation of the product. Again, Apple, as an example, you guys pay top dollar. I cannot believe that a phone costs $1,500 and you consider it, you must have the latest and greatest phone. I've got a crappy, shitty little Samsung here, which, mind you, half the time works, half the time doesn't. It does the job. It doesn't have the functionality. But yeah, it did not cost what you guys are paying. Again, the next section, this really is this table. There's a video that matches up with it on your Moodle, is very, very much go through it, and guys, take the time to put a company name or an example, or think of it that you've seen it. A product you've bought recently at $9.95, reference pricing, moderate level. Read through this. I can't emphasize, this is when you walk into a supermarket, Woolies, Coles, or any Harvey Norman retailer, JB Hi-Fi, all of this is there, guys. Take the time to go through it. Ice creams in 6-packs. I wait, it's a Magnum's on sale, a Buller ice cream's on sale, or Maxi Bonds or whatever. And you get them in packs. You rarely get them individually. Wine and beer available per case. I can't believe I opened my beer fridge and there was a case of VB. Very best, vitamin B, horrifying sight, sitting there, but it's a case, right? Or you buy it in a 6-pack. Bundle pricing, fast food meal deals. We all consume them. Macca's, you've got your KFC Ultimate Box. Every time, do you want to upsize it? Do you want this? Again, guys, go and put actual company names next to this. In terms of price, it'll bring you up to speed with what companies are actually doing. What is their pricing policy? When you're online shopping, what is their pricing policy? Yeah, a complementary product. One of the lessons I learned ages ago, I was looking for a printer, and I went with my father-in-law, and I went, I want to buy this Canon printer. It was $79. I couldn't believe you can get something so cheap. Then my father went, hold your horses. He showed me that to replace the ink on that was $100. And it was going to be required about 3 to 4 times a year. Absolutely suckered us in. A lot of companies deliberately will give a photocopier away pretty much at cost to businesses, so then they could go in and just get the money on the servicing. So again, guys, go through this section. Pricing, this is a good one. I like through the life cycle. Guaranteed, if I can find a question on penetration and price skimming, I'm going to give it to you in the multiple choice exam. Very much penetration pricing, you're just trying to maximize how many you can sell. A classic example was years ago when calculators were developed. Texas Instruments were selling them below cost. They were selling them for something like $8. It was costing them $12. But they realized that the more they sold, the engineers had dropped the price, and they just ended up getting their calculators in everywhere because everyone was screaming for them. They were at a price that was still a bit expensive but affordable to homes, and the value was there. And it wasn't until Casio came out with a much better, cheaper product years ago that they smashed their market share. Again, so you need those two. Differential pricing. I like this, charging different buyers different prices for the same product. That's knowing how much you can push your friendship. Different segments, all of this. This is knowing your customer, okay? You've got examples of periodic discounts with digital marketing now, guys. You know it. You can get a price offer flicked to you the moment you click on something on Instagram, Facebook, where they will give you an on-the-spot discount to get you down the sales funnel. Yeah, promotional pricing, special event pricing, getting ripped off at festivals, $10 for water. Look, they're all good examples here. This table is a biggie, as I said. You got your pricing tactics as well, prestige pricing. You pay a fortune for it. You look at it, and there are $4,000 bottles of cognac. Hermes handbags, $100,000. What the fuss are we talking about? What are people willing to pay? And this comes back to, if you've got the money, why not? You want to stand out in the crowd. Comparison. A lot of cars will compare between one brand and the other and say, here's the price of one, here's the price of the other. Let's see how we go. Your periodic discounting. Black Friday sales. I've got a video clip in our Moodle book on this. Have a look at it. Look at your own behaviour. Do you wait for the sales? Sorry guys, I just had someone ringing me, so I just had to hang up. Hopefully it won't happen again. What are they going to do? How does it affect your own buying behaviour? Random discounting, again, this is more on the digital side. Your bait pricing, getting cheap. People come in and say, oh, sorry, we sold it out. It was a big criticism of Aldi for a long time. Retailers used to do it all the time. Now, captive pricing, again, basic price to keep them coming along. Negotiate pricing, price lining, premium, value, everyday low prices, Bunnings, price leader, guys, loss leader, getting something cheap, cheap $2 milk to bring them in. So again, guys, a lot of this stuff, and Kmart, I can't believe how busy Kmart is. People love it. A neighbour across the road goes, I go to Kmart, cost me $150. My wife went 2 days later, cost $200. My daughter loves it. It's like Kmart was one of the crappiest, shittiest stores for years. And now people love it. They've changed their product line. They got the pricing right. I always ask the question is, guys, are we actually just importing cheap stuff that people are getting paid peanuts for in other countries? Yes, we enjoy cheap prices, but I'd like to see some dollars going back to the people who actually make this stuff. Now, guys, in terms of the summary, we've got here, I've just highlighted the sections that really matter and the terms that matter. Now, price, this is a big one. Where do you price cars? I will really be looking for the next few years on what we're willing to pay for the safe electric car. All right, guys, that's it on pricing. Yeah, it is fun. Try to apply these tactics to everything you buy and see how we go.